guitarists, and welcome to Coda Guitar. This is a level 1 lesson on legato. That is just a posh musical term for hammer-ons and pull-offs, just smooth sounding notes that we create with our left hand or our fretting hand. Often you'll pluck a note to start with, and then you create another note by either tapping on with another finger called a hammer-on, or the opposite, you pluck a note on a higher fret and you pull off to a lower fret or the open strings. Now there's a beginner level lesson on legato which actually looks at hammering on and pulling off using the open strings and fretted notes further down here. So if you've not come across this before, you can have a look at that by all means. Free lesson on the beginner lessons page of the website. But we're going to be looking at fretting using just fretted notes because it's quite good for your hand position, and we're going to start using our little finger as well. So I'm just going to show you this very quickly, have a go, and we'll talk a little bit about ways to make it more comfortable afterwards. So finger 1, fret 5 on the top string. We'll start on string 1. Finger 2, fret 6, finger 3, fret 7, finger 4, fret 8. This is actually the same hand position as the free level 1 lesson fretting riffs, which was looking at what we call the chromatic scale. We're going to start off with this, and we're going to look at using the pentatonic scale afterwards in a minute. So with this one, I'm going to pluck fret 5, finger 1. I'm going to hammer on onto fret 6 with finger 2, and then I'm going to pluck that note again, and I'm going to hammer on onto fret 7 with finger 3, and then finally hammer on onto fret 8 with finger 4. And then the reverse of that, pull off. Okay, so a couple of things here. If you just want to pause this and have a go at that, see how you find it to start with. You might find it a little bit tricky, particularly if you've not tried using hammer-ons and pull-offs just with fretted notes. It's a bit awkward with your hand position. So it's definitely worthwhile making sure you've viewed the level 1 lesson on fretting riffs, because this will help you with a good hand position. So if you can, leave all of your fingers on. So I'm not taking fingers 1, 2 or 3 off when I hammer on, keeping them on. If that's a bit difficult, it's okay, you can take them off if you're struggling to keep them all down. The only thing is, when you pull off, you need to basically have the note be the note lower, one lower than the one you're pulling off from. So in this case, fret 8, fret 7 needs to be fretted before you pull off, otherwise it just goes to the open string. So either way, keep your fingers on or replace. That's fine, either's fine. The main thing is it sounds smooth, but it's really important to try and what we say, retain the volume, keep the same volume, because if you're a little bit too soft, it's just not quite ringing through enough there. So it's important to use a positive tap, quite a quick tap with a hammer on. Doesn't mean I don't mean a quick tap as in as soon as you plucked it. I mean when you actually move your hand, you make a fast, brisk, positive motion. Shouldn't need to be feeling like you're putting too much effort in, but just quick motion. A pull off is a flick. You actually get on top of the string a little bit and you pull it down, excuse me. So again, you retain the volume by flicking it. It's almost like you're plucking the string with your left hand, really. Again, there's a free beginner lesson going into this in a bit more detail. Have a go at that on string 1. That's the easiest string, so get used to that first, and then we're literally just going to play it over all 6 strings. So I would go, that was a little bit quick, sorry, I've practiced it, so I'm allowed to do that. You want to go really slowly and try and make it sound musical. Don't sort of push down too hard, don't be too tense, keep your fingers quite flat. Remember, with your fretting hand position, these two are flatter than these two, okay? It's just the way your fingers sort of separate out. But make it sound smooth. Check where my thumb is. Don't want to be playing like this because it's an absolute nightmare when you get onto the bottom string, and it's a bit tricky there as well. You always want to be as relaxed as you possibly can be when you're playing. But there is just a little chromatic exercise there, okay, just a good warm-up.